aligned to true north, off by no more than 3/60th of a degree. A model of the Earth to a scale of 43,200, and a shaft cut into the bedrock at an angle so precise that it differs no more than the width of a human fingernail. Good evening, and welcome back to the Real History Institute. Those are just some of the amazing, mysterious, and sometimes unbelievable facts about the Great Pyramid at Giza, which has sparked the imaginations of countless people throughout the world for centuries. Today, we'll be opening file number P3X984 and looking at the Institute's top 5 mysteries and secrets of this enigmatic structure. This video presentation is the first part of a new 3-part mini-series on the Great Pyramid at Giza, where we'll be looking at the construction and use of the Great Pyramid and asking some questions around the mysteries that it still holds today. So if you're not already, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next 2 parts. And with all of that out of the way, let's get started with the Institute's top 5 biggest mysteries hidden in the Great Pyramid at Giza. Firstly, the Great Pyramid, along with the Red Pyramid and Khafre's Pyramid, are all aligned to north. That's true north, not magnetic north. Now, generally speaking, aligning a structure north is quite possible with today's standards. However, in the context of constructing such large pyramids using the size of the blocks they did over the size of their bases, which, by the way, were also flat to a level that could only be achieved in the modern day by using laser technology, it becomes an even more incredibly impressive feat. However, what makes it even more intriguing is that the alignment is slightly off by 3 minutes of arc. Basically, the builders of the pyramids rotated the base of these grand structures counterclockwise by an almost imperceivable amount. Now, we will likely never know why this was done, and only done to these 3 pyramids, but the Institute finds it more than a little intriguing. The Great Pyramid doesn't actually have 4 sides. It has 8. Now, this was first discovered by Flinders Petrie in the late 1700s, and mainstream archaeologists dismiss this as simply a mistake in the building process, much like the bent pyramid's odd angle. However, the Institute cannot dismiss this as an accident, as it happened not once, not twice, but 3 times. With the Red Pyramid and Menkare's Pyramid, that's the smallest of the 3 at the Giza Plateau. Now, are we to believe that the Egyptians made this same mistake multiple times? If it was an incredibly accurate mistake, with the blocks in the centre of each side needing to be exactly 90 centimetres further in, and then needing to be moved out by half a degree or less at every level as it was built up. Now, while we believe that the builders of the pyramids could achieve this level of precision, it is the Institute's belief that it was certainly not by mistake. Now, we've already touched on sacred geometry in another presentation, and it is clearly a subject that we want to return to. But for today, however, we'd like to focus on the Great Pyramid, and whether you believe it is mathematicians playing with numbers or not, the coincidences really are quite unbelievable. The pyramid is a representation of 1/2 of the Earth to a 1 to 43,200 scale. More specifically, if you multiply the height of the pyramid by 43,200, you get 3,949.83 miles. Now, the polar radius of the Earth is 3,949.89 miles. That is a difference of only 300 feet. Not only this, but by measuring the 2 perimeters of the pyramid, with and without the socle that you can see in this picture, you get 1/4 of a minute of latitude and longitude as measured at the equator, and this is to within 2.5 inches of accuracy. Now, how were the builders of the pyramid able to measure the Earth with such accuracy? Clearly, the builders of the pyramid had knowledge that mainstream historians say they couldn't possibly have had, but as the Institute has stated before, the numbers don't lie. Now, coming in at number 4 is the shafts in the King's and the Queen's chambers. So extending out from both of the chambers, there are these 4 shafts. The ones from the King's chamber completely exit the pyramid and are aligned perfectly to several constellations in the night sky, whereas the Queen's chamber's shafts terminate about 20 to 25 feet short of the outside of the pyramid. Now, these shafts are also tiny, 7 inches by 5 inches, and they start straight before turning up on a 30 to 38 degree angle, going up. The Institute wants to ask, how were these passageways cut? If they were done after the blocks had been placed, then what technology or tool allowed the shafts to be cut in such a way? And if they were created instead as the stones of the pyramid were being laid, then the precision required to maintain all 4 shafts would have been phenomenal. As well as this, in 1992, when German engineer Rudolf Gantenbrink used a robot to explore the shafts, he discovered that the shafts are actually blocked by what has been described as a door, with these strange copper hooks sticking out from the rock. The purpose of this door is still unknown, although there are many theories, one of which we will explore in next week's video. Finally, we come to the King's chamber where, if you believe the pyramid was used as a tomb, the pharaoh Khufu was placed in his sarcophagus. This room contains many mysteries. For example, the room itself is perfectly square and is made up of different types of granite rock to the limestone that makes up the majority of the pyramids. These blocks are also far heavier as well, weighing somewhere between 50 and 100 tons each. In the ceiling are layers of even larger granite blocks that are completely smoothed over on the down-facing side, but kept rough cut on their top surface. The entire room resonates around the F-sharp chord and is actually suspended somewhat from the sides and the floor. It's not quite freestanding, but this slight suspension allows for the room to resonate in certain frequencies. And finally, the so-called sarcophagus is carved from one giant piece of granite, shows distinct machining marks left from some unknown tools, and was too big to fit through the door, meaning that the pyramid must have been built around it. There is still so much to understand about the Great Pyramid, and it is still giving up secrets to this day. In the past couple of years, the Scan Pyramids project has located 2 previously unknown chambers, and archaeologists have recently investigated one of these openings. What other secrets does the pyramid hold? And the Institute wants to ask, what will we find when we finally manage to peek inside this large chamber above the Grand Gallery? That was the Institute's top 5 mysteries of the Great Pyramid. Let us know what you think in the comments and tell us your favourite mystery or question surrounding the Great Pyramid. And please don't forget to like and share this video, as it is the best way to support the Institute's ongoing research projects. Next week, we'll be asking the question, was the Great Pyramid a giant Tesla coil? So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that video, and in the meantime, check out this presentation from the Institute on King Sneferu and his 3 pyramids. Until next time, the Institute thanks you for your time, and we wish you all a very pleasant evening.